Hello guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. So today's reading, messages from your inner incubus or succubus. Okay, so we have 3 piles to select from. We have cocoon, we have step, and we have shine. Okay, cocoon, step, and shine. I don't know why I keep saying piles, because they're technically cards. You're selecting from 3 different cards, you know what I mean? So yeah, we got 3 cards to select from. Cocoon, step, and shine. Alright? And what I mean by like inner incubus, like or succubus, I really mean like the untamed sexual energy inside you. Okay? The lustful energy inside you, you know what I mean? Your sacral chakra. That is pretty much what I mean. Or like if it resonates, like some of you guys could have been an incubus or a succubus before, you know, you were a human. So it could be that, but it's honestly however you interpret it. But that's kind of my interpretation on it. All right, so 3 piles to select from. I'll see you in the pile. Take care. Hello, group number 1. You selected the card Cocoon. So, what message does your inner incubus or succubus have for you? So, with Cocoon, you are pretty much uncovering the secrets hidden in your bloodline right now, okay? So, this is a time where, like, you know, you're kind of experiencing a hermit moment. You know what I mean? You're alone, you're within the earth, but you're discovering and, you know, uncovering the secrets that are hidden in your bloodline, okay? Lost history, like big emphasis on history that was lost, okay? Stories of previous magicians. I mean, you're uncovering the lives of magicians and witches that came before you in your blood. And you're pretty much uncovering their occult knowledge, okay? Knowledge that, you know, is hidden inside you. Because, you know, obviously you're part of their bloodline, you know, you have their blood. But knowledge is hidden inside you that you haven't, like, tapped into before. That's pretty much what's happening right now. I also feel like it's also past lives. Like, lives that you've lived, okay? Past life memories that are coming to light. Experiences that define who you are at this current point in time. Experiences that, like, explain why you are the way you are right now. So there's also development in your craft, but I feel like honestly, if you're uncovering secrets about your magicians, in the bloodline, you know, obviously there's going to be a massive development in your craft as a whole. Also, like when I was like looking at this card, I sensed like past spirits coming to you, spirits from the past coming to you. Okay, it's kind of like the spirits are hugging the girl on the card. I mean, that's what I imagine it. I imagine like the soil around her being, you know, these spirits that are from the past in the bloodline. Okay, so maybe like just family spirits. Like I just got male energy, obviously. I said obviously because I just resonate with masculine energy. You know what I mean? I feel like I could pick up on it harder, but I just got like masculine energy coming from it. So like grandfathers. I feel like someone's grandfather was like a master magician, of some sort. You know, witch, worked closely alongside like the elements on Earth. Okay, so I feel like someone's grandfather was, but also maybe some of the spirits that like are within your lineage, like the deities or just some entities that are guiding your family and have been guiding your family. A lot of them are really masculine in nature. They resonate with like a lot of fire and sun energy. And I feel like they're coming to meet you at this current point in time right now. Because the time right now that you are experiencing is the time that everything is meant to unfold. Like I feel like there's some type of grand plan at play right now. Also the Gaia, there's a lot of Gaia and Earth significance, especially with like this card having the person of interest, which is you, buried in the soil. You know, I see a bug just like chilling on my window. I don't know what it is. It looks like some type of bee. No, I don't think it's a bee. I have no clue what it is, but like, I don't know. I kind of felt like called to mention like yesterday when I was in my room, The door was open. I thought like some big bug flew past me. I swear to you. But there's somebody else that was with me and they didn't see it. It was really strange. I was like, what is that? I even swatted. But, when I stayed in my room, I never saw any sign that a bug came in. It's like I hallucinated it, which I probably did. But I feel like with like bugs and like a big bug like that, like I thought of like, the scarab and, the two sides of your brain. Because like the back of the scarab, its shell, it's kind of like split down the middle, kind of like the brain. You know what I mean? I kind of feel like maybe there's just a lot of like knowledge that can be found. There's knowledge that was in nature that your ancestors discovered through, I guess, their interactions with Gaia, with Earth, with the elements that sit inside you, dormant, that you must uncover. Even then, there's also elements, there's also the elements waiting for you to join them in a circle, this circle, casting a circle around your space, letting the elements work alongside you in your craft. All right, anyways, I'm getting too like deep into like, I'm getting too deep into like the overall energy, you know what I mean? The bug just flew away that I was talking about. All right. So let's like pull the cards. Like let's pull the tarot and like really get into this message, okay? Hopefully you didn't hear me burp because it was kind of gross. We have Strength, Eight of Cups, we have the Lovers, and we have Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so when I was reading this, or because like I sit down with the cards, I try to sometimes just sit down with the cards before like I get started with the reading, so I can kind of get like an overall feel of what I'm supposed to be like saying, like what path I'm going down with this reading. But as of recently, I've decided to like start like jotting down like the meanings of like each individual card and stuff like that as much as I can, so I don't stutter, because I have a tendency to stutter when I'm thinking, and I also don't like the unnecessary silence when I'm reading, while I'm thinking. So, but like when I was like jotting it down, I was sitting there, I was watching a TV program, okay, and this is on Discovery Plus, because I got the Discovery Plus because I can't explain it, but I like to watch those HGTV shows, what I mean, in the background while I'm doing things. So I just want to see what documentaries they had, and I was watching this like little like documentary show called Commander in Chief, okay, and there's only like 3 episodes. I guess it got canceled, but I was watching it while I was writing this pile, and obviously like it goes over like some of like the most intense like I guess conflicts that America has faced, and what the president has had to do to eradicate some of these conflicts. I kind of feel like with the energy in the shows, like there's a lot of intensity, just a lot of like forward movement, like a lot of marching, a lot of military power. I kind of feel like with your bloodline, it's like there's that intensity, there's that anger, okay? Especially with the Eight of Cups, like there's fights and things like that there's battles that have gone down in your blood. And I feel like part of it is like, I feel like part of the anger is like there's a lot of erasing of your history, a lot of like magic that is hidden, not because like it's necessarily like a cult and closed practice. A lot of it is hidden because it's just been buried in the soil, buried within the fights, within the wars, within the conflict, especially like if certain families have mixed and there's like a lot of anger within that, or like just opposing forces. There's a lot of conflict that there's a lot of conflict that has like displaced the magic that's in your blood. But I feel like for the most part, a lot of this opposing energy is not like necessarily within your family. I feel like for the most part, like your family's tightly knit. And I'm talking about your bloodline. I'm not talking about your current family at this current point in time. Your bloodline, they're tightly knit, okay? But I feel like there's been external forces that, and it could even be like just like American history. Because, if we're on the topic, like there's a lot of like American history, and this is going to only apply to some, like, you know what I mean? But there's a lot of like American history with the way that like a lot of minority groups were treated. You know what I mean? There's a lot of erasing of their history. Even then, like I notice like a lot of people who are African Americans, they just don't really know their history. They don't really know the magic that their ancestors, used. Even then, like with Christianity, a lot of like African Americans are Christian because, that's what the white folk taught them. That's what that's what the white folk used, to keep them obedient. I'm not disrespecting anyone who's like a black Christian, but it's just a historical known fact that like, Christianity really upticked for like a lot of African Americans because, it was taught to them by, their slave owners, to keep them obedient and good. And so like, within that process, like you're losing the original magic that came from like your mother country, from where everyone originated. And even then with all the conflicts and fights, like it doesn't even have to be that like, you're African American. It could just be like family, generally speaking, like with all the conflicts and, fights that have gone down from even just like oppression, and just like wars and things like that. There's just magic that's been like lost, erased. And I feel like these spirits are coming back, you know what I mean? Because they don't want to be suppressed. They don't want to be forgotten. And they're coming back to you because, I feel like you possess the same face as a grandfather, possess the same personality as a grandfather, or an elder in your bloodline that was, the master magician I was highlighting. And the position that you're at now in your blood requires you to, I guess, open the gate. Is what I'm thinking about. There's just a lot about like gates and portals opening. It's time to fix the things that went wrong. And it's time for you to be the commander-in-chief of your bloodline. It's time for you to sit in the chair. It's time for you to end some of these karmic cycles that are going on and bring back the original magic. Bring back those teachings that were lost. It's time to rediscover them and claim them because they're yours. And it's just honestly time to like fix things. Time to put things back together, you know what I mean? That's what I'm feeling with like 8 of Cups, really. And then with strength, like I said, like there's a lot of boiling power and there's anger. Like I'm imagining like striking, like, a serpent's, what's it called? A cobra. Yeah, a serpent or a cobra just striking. Just anger. Because of the things that have happened in regards to losing your magic. It kind of reminds me of like even then, like maybe there's also just conflicts, like I said, like with just like religion. Okay, because like I feel like maybe there's a lot of like, this is for some, okay, not for all. I feel like for some of you guys, like there's religion that suppresses the original spirituality that is in your blood, your magic, your gifts. It's suppressing that. It's making those gifts that were gifted to you, it's making those gifts like more or less dormant, and it's weakening them. So it's time for you to like break out of that. Okay, especially if like you're thinking about leaving some type of religion behind, like you need to break out of that. Because it just is not serving you. Like it's just not a part of your order. It's not a part of you. Like it maybe served you at one point in your time, but it just isn't serving now. But yeah, I just feel like it's time for you and your family to join together and just really like bring back this knowledge that is hidden, it's time to like really put the truth into place and end some of these karmic cycles, end the conflict, and just uncover the magic that's really hidden inside your blood, the magic that has been lost in history. So, this is the right time for an awakening. Like, you're experiencing the right timing. Like, this is meant to happen right now. This was the time that was planned this year. Okay? Whenever you're watching this year, at this current point in time, like, this is when it was all meant to fall into place. And so, you're following the blueprint that has been set out. You know what I mean? And it is now your duty to move things forward. It's your duty to allow this bloodline magic to prevail and actually experience triumph over the oppression, the histories of oppression and erasure. All right. And then with the lovers. So I'm thinking of like coupling, grandparents. I'm also thinking about like sexual magic. Okay. Just union. Okay. People joining together, bringing you gifts. Maybe it's also like for you guys, your sexual energy is very important. Okay. Because we're talking about like, these are messages coming from like your incubus or succubus. Obviously, if you're attracted to this video, you have like very intense and strong sexual energy, okay? Especially with like Lilith being like the representation of the Lover's card on this deck. Your sexual energy cannot be conquered. It cannot be tamed. And it's very important that you put that like unconquerable energy into your magic, okay? Because in turn, it makes your creation unconquerable, all right? That's why I'm really feeling with that. Maybe it's also like, your sexuality is really unique. The way that you go about expressing that. And there's many divine reasons for that, but I feel like you're gonna discover that on your own within this awakening. Also, maybe it's like you're meeting your twin flame, okay, and together you guys are coming together to like. Maybe it's like honestly like, because I was talking about families. I feel like maybe like you guys' families have had some type of history, which is interesting. But I feel like I can't go any further on that. I'm choosing not to. But like maybe that's honestly what's going on with your twin flame, like kingdoms, groups of people that know each other, allies, okay? That's maybe your twin flame is from a family that was an ally in the past. Does it make sense? Also just like liberating the shackles of your blood. Like I feel like that's a big energy when it comes down to like your sexual energy, your sexuality. Your sexuality helps liberate yourself and your blood. I'm sorry, I got interrupted. What was I saying? Yeah, you're currently like liberating and freeing the magicians that are in your bloodline when you act on your sexual desires and allow yourself to be unchained and free in your sexuality. Okay. So I hope that makes sense. With the Knight of Pentacles, this is like something that you can't back out of. Okay. So if you're feeling cornered, don't, because this is just like honestly like what's meant to happen at this current point in time. But it's also like the Knight of Pentacles highlights like an elevation in your blood, okay? I feel like this is like a process that might take a year. And there's also a very like big emphasis on being like deep in thought. Like a lot of the thoughts that you're getting are like downloads coming from like these deities or spirits or even ancestors within your blood. So if like you're like getting repeating thoughts, like a lot of them can be synchronicities. So that's coming through. And there's also like a rhythm. There's a rhythm. Things are being set in place at a certain point in time. Like everything is moving like a rhythm. Okay. So don't go out of line. Like you're on the right path if you feel like you're not. Okay. And like I said, like unite with the elements. Okay. I mentioned that at the beginning of the reading. it's time to like really unite with the elements that are outside. I feel like nature is really significant in your family, okay? Like I feel like a lot of you guys were like travelers or nomads of some sort, or just like spent a lot of time in the elements, okay? Some of you guys are indigenous, I really do feel, because there's a very powerful significance with like the elements and, you know, indigenous culture. So, you know, it's a call back to nature, you know, time to get out in the world and connect with like Earth, with Gaia. Okay, maybe like one of the biggest like spirits in your bloodline is Gaia, like just the energy of Mother Earth. So I feel like that's what the Knight of Pentacles is highlighting. Let's get into like the Oracle, okay? Because like we have been yapping, okay? We have been yapping at the tarot section, okay? Like we are 20 minutes in. I'm like still on the tarot. Crazy. All right. So, what does the Oracle have to say? We have Mehen, protection, Happy, renewal, Bastet, passion, and Set, resentment. Okay. So, I really do want to highlight Set because, you know, Set is usually depicted as a very enraged spirit, okay? Like the Egyptian devil. And his spirit is relentless. With you guys, it's like, this really highlights like a massive, like, just like bubbling anger in your family. But I feel like this is something you shouldn't be afraid of. This type of anger is really helpful when it comes down to moving this cycle forward. It's very helpful to conquering these opposing energies that are preventing your lineage from growing. So allow that anger to fill you. Don't let it consume you, but allow it to fill you. Allow it to bring passion, okay? With Bastet, allow it to bring passion, allow it to bring drive to your spiritual mission that you are currently on at this current point in time, okay? Yes, strike hard. Really listen to like the synchronicities that are coming in. Okay, really listen to the synchronicities. Be unafraid to face the magic that is within your blood, seriously. Because some of the magic that you will discover might be scary. But that's probably why it's been lost in history. That's probably why it's been suppressed by religion. You know what I mean? Because it's scary. It's intense. But don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of it. Okay, I also got like no more. No more suppression of power, no more letting this fester. Okay? Now's the time. We have Bastet. Okay, move forward with courage, move forward with confidence, because everything is working in your favor. And also be confident in yourself as a magician. Okay, like if you're being called to a certain type of magic, chances are it's the exact magic that, you know, your bloodline has lost. So be passionate about it. Like, be passionate about this mission. Be passionate about your magic and be unafraid of it, even if it's untraditional to others. And definitely with like Happy, like there is so much like flushing of negative energy, flushing of energies that like held your bloodline, held your magicians that came before you in shackles. Like this is like a whole entire like flushing era, okay, in time that's going on right now. Like I imagine like just big waves just like flooding everything and just erasing all that does not serve, but revealing all that was hidden, you know, beneath the ground, all the beautiful magic that you lost, that your family lost. So this is just really good. Like, I love this. I love this reading. I love how powerful it is. Okay, just be determined. Okay, especially because like I see a lot about snakes and just like striking. Okay, be determined in the pursuit of ending this karmic cycle. Okay, and with Mehas, like you're supported. You're protected, your ancestors are guiding you. Okay, there's ancestors that are gathering around you. You're just the chosen one, I feel, okay? Not trying to be corny, but you know, it's like I get chosen one energy. Okay, let's get into the keywords. Like, let's start wrapping this up. For real. Doing too much, chill. Arrival. Being fed. And we have seeing things, they're real. Okay. So I think with like doing too much, chill, I feel like they're really highlighting like, do not, like I said, when it comes down to this anger, do not let it consume you, but let it empower you. Let it push you forward, okay? Because I understand that if you're watching this, you're probably very emotional, and that's good. Being emotional is very good, okay? But do not let the anger consume you. Instead, like, let it fuel you. Let it move you forward. Also, you're exactly where you need to be, so don't freak out, okay? Because some of you guys are freaking out, like you feel like something's wrong, everything's okay. You're being fed, you're being taken care of, okay? There's a lot of resources that are coming in if you need them. But I feel also with like being fed, it's also like abundance. Also being sexually fed. Being taken care of, your sexual needs being taken care of, all right? Arrival. So I feel like with arrival, it's like, that's what I'm saying, the time is now, the time has come. That's what I'm feeling with arrival, you know what I mean? I also feel like ancestors have arrived. And then with seeing things, like I did mention at the beginning of the reading, like I saw that bug fly past me, I was like, is it real? Is it not? You know, your third eye is really active right now. Okay, you're gaining a lot of insight and visions. You're gaining the blueprint through some of the thoughts and visions that you're having. Trust yourself, trust your intuition because it's all correct, okay? And then ending it off with our 2 oracle cards of how you can incorporate, you know, your sexual energy into your practice as a magician. Okay, we have mantis beings and we have Anunnaki. So with the mantis beings, it's like I said, like with the emotions, like, you guys are really sensitive. Like allow yourself to tap into those emotions, use them, feel them, because when you suppress your emotions, okay, when you like suffocate them, you start to like close your sacral chakra. So don't suppress yourself, okay? Don't do too much. Like, don't fly off the deep end, but like, don't suppress yourself either, okay? Find a middle ground. And then with Anunnaki, I also feel like I said, there was like a lot of like war. There's a lot of control. Allow yourself to be free sexually. Stop putting restraints on yourself. Now, I'm not saying like go off the walls and like just touch everybody. Like, I'm not saying that. I'm saying when it comes to your sexuality, like, do not be afraid of it. Because a lot of you guys, like, some of you guys feel ashamed by it. And that's because, like I said, there's a lot of, like, oppression in your blood. There's a lot of shame with who you guys were as people, magicians, even just, like, your race. Don't be afraid to be who you are, number 1. Don't be afraid, also, number 2, of, like, just your sexuality. Like, whether it means, like, you're a homosexual. You know, whether it means you're a homosexual or, you know, you feel, I guess, unworthy of being able to feel pleasure. Don't suppress it. Don't suppress your sexual energy because of fear. Okay? And don't look at it as something negative. All right? So that's it. If you guys enjoyed this reading, subscribe, like this video, comment down below what resonated. Feel free to donate a deck through my throne wish list. I love receiving new decks. I use it on the channel. And with that being said, take care and goodbye. Hello, group 2. Welcome to your reading. So you selected the card Step. All right. This is the message from your inner incubus or succubus. Okay, so with the energy of the card step, okay, it's time to like let go of past projects and endeavors. Okay, that's what I'm mainly feeling. Okay, like things that are of the past. Because when you're like always lingering in the past, you're not allowing the new to come in. Especially if you're like looking for prosperity and you're trying to attract wealth, which I naturally think that you guys are very good at doing. When you're trying to attract it, like you gotta let go of the past. You gotta let go of the old. Because what are you gonna attract? You're only gonna attract the past. You're gonna be in a repeating cycle. I feel like maybe you guys have been in a long cycle, and then it's time for it to end. At this current point in time, it's time for a transformation. So just let go of the things that aren't working anymore. Let go of the old stuff. Let go of the old people and the old projects. And just move. Okay, change your strategy also about like the way you pursue some of these old projects. Like let go of the ones that obviously need to be let go, the ones that are obviously not working, but if you can, and if you feel called to, change strategy, change course. It's just time to stop freezing and trapping yourself in also like past achievements and, you know, continue to move forward because there's still so much like world that you have to conquer. Be ready to open the gate. Okay, the gate to the life that is waiting you. This is a part of your evolution. I also feel like maybe you guys are like changing your image. Like you're revamping yourself as a person. Unrecognizable. Like you're becoming unrecognizable. Because it's time to like evolve. It's time to come to like the next cycle, okay? You know, each cycle is unique compared to the last one. And like I said, I feel like you guys are just like stuck in one cycle. Or it's like it just keeps going on and on and on. You keep circling and circling. But it's time to like move. And you can do it. It doesn't require like intense destruction. It doesn't require like, you know, the spirits or, you know, your demons lifting you out. It really requires, you know, your consent, your choice. It requires you to make the initiative to let go of energies that no longer seem to serve you. Like if you feel like it doesn't fit with the new person that you want to become, the new person you want to revamp into, then remove it from your life. And like an emperor, like be forceful with removing energies that cause stagnation, people even that cause stagnation, that cause you to freeze. Okay, leave behind the planes that you've explored top to bottom, okay? And venture onto the new ones, okay? Venture onto the new projects and endeavors, okay? Because I feel like you guys are creators, or you're just someone who comes up with a lot of ideas. Maybe like you have a business of some sort. This pile is for my creators, okay? If you're not a creator, then I'll see you in another pile or see you in the next reading, you know what I mean? But like this is for the creatives. This is for the creators, okay? So yeah, you guys gotta lock in. Get on to the next project, get on to the next endeavor, because, you know, you're stuck in the past. Maybe like you had a lot of achievements in the past, but that's the past, okay? Time's moving on. Time's moving forward, okay? Let's go. So let's get into the tarot. Let's see what the tarot is saying, okay? We have Ace of Swords. We have Five of Swords. Okay, so swords energy, there's a lot of like ideas coming in that maybe is being like blocked, like I said, from like just lingering in an old place. Queen of Wands, and we have King of Pentacles. Okay, so with the tarot, Let's start with the King of Pentacles. um, like I said, like at the beginning of the reading, you guys like are a wealth magnet. Like you usually attract wealth, but I feel like right now it's kind of stagnating. Okay, and you want to strengthen your already like powerful pull. It's starting to stagnate because like I said, you need to release old energy because the old energy is blocking it from coming forward. Okay, like there's an intense amount of wealth waiting. Okay, and I feel like it's tied down to like an idea of some sort. But like to attract this wealth, like you got to release the things that just aren't on the same vibration. You know what I mean? So it's like it's also even about like changing your surrounding. Okay, like if you got a broken bed frame, let's say, it's time to replace it. You know what I mean? It's time to replace it, fix it, whatever. Because that energy just isn't wealth energy. Like what king do you know sleeping on a broken bed frame? You know what I mean? I understand it could be like, well, financially speaking, it's like, then there's temporary solutions. You know, you can get a cheap bed frame, you know what I mean? You could get a cheap bed frame for right now. You can get a $50 bed. Oh my God, I'm stuttering. You can get a $50 bed frame on Amazon. Maybe $70, $80. You know, they got the cheap ones on Amazon. Just like slap that in your room. Temporary fix, but like at least you don't have that energy of something being broken around. You know what I mean? Like you got a cracked screen on your phone. If you can, like let's go get that fixed because that's just not like attracting wealth energy, okay? Like you have to start treating yourself like an emperor, like a king or a queen or an empress, however you view yourself. You got to start treating yourself like royalty. Because if you want to attract that wealth, if you want to attract that royalty energy, those opportunities, okay, and next level investments in your business, like you got to look the part. Okay, you got to play the part, and you guys aren't really playing the part. You know what I mean? Like, you're playing as an NPC right now. Like, that just isn't serving you, okay? Because you're a king, you're a queen, all right? And you got to treat yourself that way, okay? So it's also like with eating good foods. Like, you know what I mean? Like, eat good foods. Also eat, because some of you guys don't even eat. So maybe, like, try to start feeding and nourishing your body, okay? Because how are you going to rule? How are you going to, you know, make the next steps? Make the next plans, sandbox if you're like starving, you know what I mean? Like if you're like literally out of energy, out of fuel. It's also about like sleeping for some, like just getting a better rest. Okay, because there's a lot of emphasis on the bed. Like you guys just need to make sure that like you are getting the proper rest. And it could be some of the things in your environment, like in your bedroom environment, that's preventing you from doing that. So eliminate those things because it doesn't help you. It doesn't help bring in the wealth energy that you're trying to attract, okay? Because like I said, like you naturally have that royal, wealthy, money magnet energy. It's just like right now it's being blocked. It's ceasing to exist because your space is filled with energies that don't match that royalty. Also, like some of you guys need to clean your car. Seriously. Like I got that. Some of you guys really need to clean your car because it's like, I'm sorry, but do you like see a king riding around a smelly chariot? Like it just doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Like you got to start treating yourself with respect. You got to start treating yourself like you are a king or a queen because, you know, when you're treating yourself like you have nothing and like you can't attract any money, it's not even just about money, it's also like self-care. Like when you're just treating yourself negatively, like you're not helping bring in new ideas, new energy, change, evolution, okay? Because some of you guys are trying to like evolve into your self-concept, okay? That ideal person that you want to be. But how are you going to be like the ideal, like highest version of yourself, like the person who's really balling, if you act like you're not balling, okay? Like how, like this is just, it's not helping the manifestation come in, right? Like, does that make sense? You know what I mean? So it's like, stop lingering in the energies that don't match with your royalty. You feel me? Like, if something needs to get repaired, like let's start putting aside money to get repaired. Okay, especially if it's something like within your house or something like that. Really, because that type of energy is just like, it's pushing away wealth. It's not attracting, it's pushing. Okay, so it's time to get your life in order. For real. Like, that's what I'm feeling. Okay, it's time to get your life in order, especially with the Ace of Swords. Like, it's time to start like getting things fixed, getting things done. All right. And like, especially if you're trying to like make some new projects, new ideas. All right. Like, if you have like, if you're wanting to like get the inspiration, like, you can't have these blockers in the way. Like, I'm passionate about this because there's just a lot of blockers that are like, that's stopping the ideas from coming in. Like, you're becoming headless because all this stuff in your like energy field, like, it is stifling your creative energy. So like, it's just time to clean up, like, get things neat in ship shape, you know, wash your car if you need to, get it detailed. Just like get things together with, because you know, this is not this is not it. All right, like, this is not it, chief. So yeah, I feel like there is a lot of inspiration incoming. You know, there's this gate of wealth and inspiration incoming, but like, you can't open the gate until you take care of the things that need to be taken care of first, right? Like, the universe is waiting on you. You know, I feel like your ancestors, your spirit guides, everyone's waiting, all right? Like, let's go, all right? You're sitting around, like, and you're wondering, like, oh my god, just everything feels so terrible right now. Like, man, I feel like nothing is happening. I feel so bored with my life. Like, let's start with the things that, like, need to be tackled. Like, just the basic things. Like, got a washer and dryer that's broken? Let's get that repaired, you know? Like, let's start, like, lining things up and knocking them down, okay? Like, let's start checking off that to-do list and getting things done, because come on now, okay? And with the Queen of Wands, it's like, you gotta have that energy where it's like you're confident that you can achieve what it is that you want to achieve, okay? That you're confident that you can really get things done, okay? Like, you can't sit here and be like, well, you know, I need this, but I feel like I don't have enough money. Like, don't get in that mindset, because then you're never going to attract it, right? Like, it's really about saving, I feel. You know, it's really about saving. Like, put $5 a day, put $5 a day away, you know what I mean? And then you're going to sit up here and eventually build that money to be able to, like, fix things around the house or fix things in your apartment, whatever it may be. Apartment. Yeah, okay, sorry. Anyways, so like, it's low-key time to like just like lock in, okay? Especially with the Queen of Wands. Be confident in your abilities, okay? You can create the reality that you're seeking at this current point in time, okay? But you gotta relax. Also, like I said, like, with the old strategies and stuff like that, like, please, like, with the Five of Swords, like, some of this stuff isn't working. Some of the way that you're, like, it's also like about the way you tackle your task at hand, okay? Like, if you got a lot of things on your plate, I feel like maybe a system that you made just isn't working anymore, okay? So it's time to come up with a new system, a new way to get things done, right? Because this is just not, it's not working now, okay? Just being honest, being clear. All right, let's get into the Oracle, okay? 'Cause you guys already know. We have Madame Soleil. We have Aphrodite. We have Bee Goddess. And we have Sisters of Harmony. Okay. Okay, with Madame Soleil. Okay, I feel like maybe it's like, I feel like even then, if you're feeling I guess like blocked sexually, because I feel like maybe, like, generally speaking, you're feeling blocked in a lot of areas. But I feel like because this is really coming from like your inner incubus or succubus, there is like a major block sexually speaking, okay? All right, like, it also comes with the low energy, the tiredness that we're talking about, or that I was talking about, okay? Like, with rest and stuff like that. I feel like your body is like illuminating what it is that needs to be fixed. But also, it's like, I feel like I was going somewhere. I just can't quite remember what I was going to say about like these sexual energies in particular. Understand that there's an intensification. I feel like maybe, okay, because sexual energy is creative energy. You are a creator, okay, a creative. Obviously, you need your sacral chakra to be as clear and active as possible. Like, you need it to be uncompromised. But like I said, like a lot of this like energy around you that isn't serving you is stopping that. It's trapping that. Okay, it's preventing you from creating. God, I feel like I was going somewhere. I feel like, okay, what it's saying is that like it will be intensified. It will be much stronger after you conquer the task at hand. Okay? It's going to really glow. It's going to shine. It's going to help move things along in your life. That's what I feel like it's saying. The guidance that you need is coming in all the time. So don't feel as though you're alone. Okay, especially with the bee goddess. Like, the bee goddess emphasizes that there's like energies behind the scenes that are helping you. Like, some of you guys feel like you have nobody. You have no one around. Where are my spirit guides? They're here. They're saying that, you know, they're here. All right. So even with like the Sisters of Harmony, okay, there is a energy of support around you. Like, if you need something, ask. You need help with something, ask. Okay, if you need help. Also, I feel like there's favors. Favors being given. Okay, maybe you did something for someone and they're going to return the favor for you. Okay, with Sisters of Harmony. So, like, they're going to help you get things fixed in your environment. You know what I mean? Yeah, with Aphrodite, it's also just, like, allowing yourself to be free when it comes down to loving. You know what I mean? Like, allow yourself to be free when it comes down to loving. When it comes down to expressing yourself creatively. Because creative energy is love energy, okay? Love is creation. They go hand in hand. Allow yourself to be open. Allow yourself to express what it is that you need. Okay? Okay. And incorporate your creative hobbies and gifts into your work. Into even the tasks that you have at hand. Like, if you're a really crafty person, you can fix things, okay? So, I feel like that's what they're saying with that. I don't know, I feel like that's, like, all I can really read off the oracle cards. You know what I mean? Just interesting. It's, like, you know, short, sweet, to the point, because you guys got things to do. Okay, you got things to do today. All right, let's get with the keywords. We got trust. We have understand. And we have kudzu. And we have sincere. Okay, so like trust your spirit guides. Trust that everything is working out the way that it's supposed to be. Because this, I guess they're telling you that this is a sincere message. And that you should take the advice at hand. And that they're not trying to, like, come down on you hard. That's not what this is. Like, this is not, like, they're not beating you over the head. They're just trying to help you. You know, they're trying to move things along. Because some of you guys, you know, you get lost in the sauce. You start moving slow. You know, when you're overwhelmed a little bit, you know, you start just, like, moving a little slow. And you just start, like, things start piling. So they're not, like, being, like, rude. You know what I mean? Like, I know you guys understand that, but like they're just like telling you like trust them, that you can trust them and go to them for help, and that, you know, everything that is being said here is definitely very sincere. And also just like understand, take the message with you, okay? Because some of you guys are like, oh, okay, like take the message with you and really apply it to your life. Like, don't leave this reading being like, okay, and then don't do anything. Like, take it and apply it to your life, okay? And also stop being in your head so much about like just random stuff. Like, stop overwhelming yourself with just random things. Like, I feel like you guys put a lot on your plate when you're bored and you just feel like nothing's happening in your life. Like, don't, because it's not helping, okay? So trust your spirits, okay? And then finally, like, how can you incorporate your sexual energy into your magic, into your spiritual practice? We got High Priest of Atlantis, chakra healing, and we have Athena, wise decision. Okay, interesting. So I feel like, honestly, if you do incorporate your sexual energy, I feel like they're saying it's like it brings chakra healing. It helps align your chakras, okay? I feel like maybe that's a chakra, like your sacral chakra is something that's out of alignment, okay? Really incorporating that energy into your practice will bring things back into alignment, right? So, and being unafraid to be sexual, okay? Because for some of you guys, like I said, there's shame, but not all of you guys. I don't feel like it's all of you guys. Also, there's a deeper wisdom in sexuality than a lot of like the media or like just like people generally speaking these days, like just modern day society. Like the way that people view sexuality is so weird these days. Like it's just like, I don't know. I'm not even gonna get into it. Like people don't view it as sacred as it really is, okay? So there's a lot of sacred wisdom, a lot of occult texts even about sexuality that you can read on the Internet Archive. I'm not really a practitioner, but I know Pascal Beverly has quite a few texts that detail instructions on how to pursue sex magic. Why am I stuttering? I wish I had like the book name. I feel like there was an actual name. I don't remember it. I don't feel like getting my notebook to like see where my notes were for it. But yeah, there's like instruction that you could find out there. So studying it, studying how you can incorporate your sexuality into your magic is very important. It helps elevate it. I promise you it will. All right, so I think that's it, honestly. If you enjoyed this reading, subscribe. Like the video. Comment down below. Wow, I love this reading. This is amazing. This resonated. And you're the best tarot reader. Okay, my phone rudely interrupted my outro. Like, what the actual flip? But anyways, like I was saying, like, feel free to donate to my throne wish list, you know? I like new decks on the channel. You know, like. I think I already said that. I'll just take care and goodbye, guys. Take care and goodbye. Hello, group number 3. Welcome to your reading. So, what message does your inner Incubus / Succubus have for you? Okay, so the overall energy of this is shine. Make yourself seen. Okay, so you guys deserve to be seen. Okay, your inner Incubus, your inner Succubus is telling you deserve to be seen. Okay, your ideas, your personality, and your self-expression, it all deserves to be seen. Okay, you guys keep hiding, but the world is meant to see who you are. The world is meant to see you shine. And I feel like you guys hide because maybe it's just like the way people have treated you. I don't know if you guys can see in the card, but like the ship is leaving. So maybe you guys kind of feel like, you know, people will leave you behind if you show the true you. But let them. Because the people who leave you behind are not meant to be with you. They're not meant to be a part of your real soul tribe. And then even then, it's like, I feel like with the ship, it's also kind of like representative of you leaving behind the facade, or like leaving behind things that don't allow you to express your truest self. You know what I mean? So don't be afraid to like leave behind things that just aren't, you know, conducive to the real you. Because in this era of your life, like this is about like being yourself, being the most authentic version of yourself, being seen, sharing your voice, sharing your ideas, and being expressive. Draw attention. Don't be afraid to draw attention. Because I feel like you guys naturally do draw attention. It's something that you're kind of like, you feel negatively about because you think people are judging you. But like, don't it's not that people are always judging you. Like, I feel like you guys are just so used to being judged. Like, not everyone is judging you. A lot of people might think you're beautiful. A lot of people might think you're cool. So don't be afraid to stick out like a sore thumb. Okay? Be seen. Be heard. Okay? You are wild. Be wild. Be free. Be untamed with who it is that you are. Okay? So that is the overall energy. Let's get into like the tarot. Let's elaborate this message. Or elaborate on this message, right? It's kind of like dark because like the sun's coming down. So hopefully you guys can see. Okay, we have Ace of Pentacles. We have the Devil. We have King of Cups. And we have the Seven of Pentacles. So, starting with the tarot. It is kind of dark. But who cares? You know, who cares? All right. I'm going to start with the Devil because I feel like the Devil is a significant like card in this reading, if you will. So I feel like you guys think it's kind of bad to be prideful. You think it's kind of evil. And if this isn't resonating with you, then I would skedaddle. But you kind of think it's like a little bad to be prideful about who you are. Like maybe you feel as though like you're just sinful in nature. Okay, like I feel like you're like a fallen angel. Because you used to be like very good. You used to like really like push yourself into like different personalities for people. Hide yourself in the closet. Just like suffocate yourself so you could like serve others or, you know, make sure others don't feel like intimidated by you. Like you just shrink yourself because you want to be loved or understood or you just feel like you have to. And you feel like if you break from those shackles and you act as the true you think that it might be bad for you. You think that everyone's gonna look at you like you're a beast. But honestly, I think it's like, well, who cares really about what they think? Because their thoughts are merely just their thoughts. It isn't factual. It isn't objective with who you are. Who really cares? Because when you suffocate yourself, you prevent yourself from growing. You prevent yourself from being happy. So be you, even if it means, you know, becoming the beast. Honor and embrace yourself. Okay, even if others want you to be pure and submissive, okay? Even if that means like leaving behind like certain religions or leaving behind certain people, certain groups. Leave them behind so you can serve yourself, so you can be yourself. Because that is very important in your life right now. Okay, and be prideful. Don't matter what people think. It ain't no sin. There is no such thing as sin. That's a stupid construct. Be prideful in who you are. Because it is powerful. Pride is powerful. It gets things done, for real. And start working towards like your self-concept. Okay, especially with the Seven of Pentacles. Make the first steps. Make the first steps towards becoming the true, authentic you. Even if they feel small. You know what I mean? Like maybe changing your haircut. Wearing different shoes. Whatever it may be. Make the first steps because those little steps eventually lead and create and build that person that you desire to be. Like it all comes together. And also start following your dreams. Follow your dreams. Allow yourself to start that now. Because you'll get there sooner than you think. Okay? I feel like maybe some of you guys' dreams or like passions or aspirations, it just requires you like being front and center. So start like dismantling your fear right now so you can work towards that future that you are wanting. Because being you is a wealthy mindset. It attracts wealth. It attracts abundance. It attracts prosperity. It is very lucrative to be you. All right. Let's get into the King of Cups though. Let's tap on that energy. Okay. Do not feel overcome by others' perception of you, your ideas, or your projects. Listen to your heart and follow your purpose confidently. Okay. The King of Cups, like, he assesses what his emotions are telling him. He knows that his emotions are steering him down the right path because his emotions are part of his intuition. He doesn't allow other people's emotions to overpower him. He goes with what it is that he is feeling called to. So I feel like you guys need to stop centering other people in your life. Okay, that's for some. Some of you guys just need to stop like centering people in your life. You know what I mean? Like, or just putting people who like do not give the same energy you give them back on a pedestal. Like, stop putting those people so far up on the ladder in your life, because it's stifling your growth spiritually. But I feel like overall, like, the deck is really just highlighting, like, be yourself. Be you, listen to your intuition, listen to where it's leading you, because it's leading you down the right path. Okay? And especially if it's like, if you're like body and soul's calling you to like pursue something, like take on some type of like dream that you have, go for it. You know what I mean? Like, don't be afraid, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of wealth that is provided to you with the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, there's going to be a rainfall of abundance. But that only comes when you are committed to being yourself and committed to serving yourself on this path. Like I said, when like you choose to serve other people who are suffocating you, people who just aren't worth it in your life, like, you are not on the right path. You're not on the path of self-serving. And you know, I know a lot of people, they got their negative feelings about the left-hand path because they just don't understand it. They think it's selfish. They think that, you know, the left-hand path means that you're not disciplined. You're a freak, you're evil, whatever. You're not evil for choosing yourself, for choosing what you want instead of serving others all the time. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay to serve yourself every now and then. Do I sound like the devil? I'm like convincing you, like, serve yourself. Possessing you? No, I'm just joking. Oh, God, it's funny. I just saw 1010. You know what I mean? It's a sign. All right. Anyways, let's hop into like the oracle, because we're just yapping off at the mouth, aren't we? Her knowledge runs deep. The witch's house. The releasement. And the company of trees. So I feel like when you are deep in your self-expression, you open the gateways to your deeper knowledge. To knowledge that can only be found when you are being your authentic self, right? Also, like, it's about, I think there's an emphasis on like following, you know, the spiritual path that is meant for you. Like, don't follow the path that's meant for somebody else. Don't follow that spiritual path that somebody else goes down that isn't for you. Like, I feel like you guys have a tendency to like just kind of be lost with what path you should follow. I feel like right now you're just trying to find out who you are as a person. And God, I'm getting lost in my thoughts. Sorry, like I started like zoning out. I don't know what happened to me. I feel like what it's just trying to emphasize is like follow down your own spiritual path. Like if we're being like short, sweet, concise, like follow down your own spiritual path. Don't follow down the path that other people are following, especially if it doesn't resonate with you. Like follow down your own path, because there is knowledge, there is wisdom that is within you that can only be discovered when you follow your own path, when you are expressing yourself to your fullest capacity, when you are pursuing the things that call to you. Okay, when you're not worried about what other people are thinking or what other people are following, what other people's beliefs are. Okay, be certified in who it is that you are. Okay, the witch's house. So I feel like you guys need to also recognize like that you are a witch, that the powers that you have are within your blood, that it's speaking to you all the time. I'm pretty sure all of you guys know that you're like a witch of some sort, a magician, if you will. But like, just recognize the power that you have within. Okay. Also, it's time to like start making a space for yourself, finding a space in which you can express your truest, deepest self. And I feel like with the witch's house, it may also be like your social media, like your witch's house. Your cottage is your social media. That's the place in which you can express yourself. So I feel like some of you guys really need to be platformed. Okay? Platform yourself. Create your own houses in which you can express your spiritual truth and even help and teach others. Okay? With the releasement, it's time to release like other people's thoughts and feelings of you. Okay? That's a big energy that's being highlighted here. It's time to release other people's thoughts and feelings about you that aren't serving you. Okay? Because who cares about what some of these freaks think? Seriously. Also release any guilt that comes with being yourself. Because like I said, like with the devil energy, some of you guys feel guilty when it comes down to being the truest you and tending to the needs of the truest you. Do not. Do not be. So release that guilt. Okay, company of trees. I feel like you guys need to ground yourself in nature. I feel like you can discover aspects of yourself within nature. Okay, if you felt called to watch group number 1, then go ahead and do that. But there's aspects of yourself in nature that can be found, that can help you lead yourself. What am I trying to say here? Like, I feel like there's aspects of yourself like that can be found in nature. Like, I feel like you're gonna have a lot of revelations and discoveries outside. Also, maybe the witch's house is like get outside the house. Like, stop suffocating yourself inside the house and like move. Let your energy move. Yeah, I feel like that's what the oracle's saying. Oops, I didn't mean to hit the tripod. Okay, let's lay down the keywords. We got animals. Initiation. Okay. Hello. And we have the fruit. And aliens. Okay, so this is interesting stuff. With aliens, it's like you guys feel as though you don't belong here on this earth. You feel alienated in who you are. That's completely fine. I feel like if you're meant to stick out, it's for a reason. It's for a very powerful spiritual reason. So don't feel sad that you don't fit in anywhere, that you're alien in all the places that you try to find, I guess, resonance in. Being yourself is so very important when it comes down to your spiritual journey. So embrace the alien aspects of yourself and use it to your advantage, especially if you're a content creator. And then with the fruit, it's like, do not be afraid. to travel down the left-hand path, to explore that if you're curious. Do not be afraid to explore the left-hand path if it's calling to you. Okay? Consume the forbidden fruit. You're afraid. But this is a part of the initiation. You have to. You have to be unafraid of your shadow to get to the next level in your spirituality and in your life. And that requires you shining, being yourself, liberating yourself from the shackles that other people try to tie you down with. The shackles that come with religions or spiritual ways of thinking that don't resonate with your spirit. Release yourself, okay? And eat the forbidden fruit. Because it's going to awaken you to things that you have not seen. Things that can only be found on this path, okay? Especially with the her knowledge runs deep card. See? You can only discover this knowledge when you're going down that path, okay? Animals. Okay, these are like left-hand path. These are left-hand path keywords going on here, okay? Animals. Allowing yourself to be free and wild and passionate about who you are, okay? That's the succubus incubus energy inside you. It is free and wild and passionate. It helps you as a creator. It helps you gain inspiration, let yourself be free. All right? And also like connect with the animals. Maybe it's also like you're going to be meeting your familiar very soon. All right? Connect with the animals around you. Okay, so how can we like continue to incorporate your sexual energy into your spiritual practice? Okay, we have Octopus and we have the Architect. So your sexual energy helps create the reality that you want. Okay, so partaking in like even just sexual acts, it's a very powerful tool of creation, okay, with the Architect. I also feel like with the Octopus, it's like emphasizing like your sexuality doesn't have to be your only tool. You can have many tools, many ways of approaching your sexuality and your magic. I feel like that's what the Octopus is saying. Like you can have, there's many ways to incorporate your sexuality into your craft. You don't just have to have one tool. Okay, so I feel like there's something else I had to say with that. I'm starting to like stutter. I think I'm starting to shut down a little bit. You know what I mean? Third pile. I'm just playing. Like what? All right. I feel like with Octopus, it's like there's like multiple ways about exploring your spirituality and your craft. It's just whatever calls to you. It's really about whatever is calling to you. You know what I mean? So, you know, I think that's the reading, honestly. If you like this reading, subscribe. You know, hit the like button. Smash the like button. Okay? Click the like button. Comment down below if it resonated. And feel free to... sorry, I almost thought that I stopped recording. Feel free to donate to my throne wish list. You know, purchase me a deck. Because I love having new decks on the channel for real. And I'll see you very soon. Take care. And goodbye.